Welcome back to Fox NFL Sunday. Well, 2 years ago, Jamal Anderson and Terrell Davis were on top of the world. Now they're both battling back from serious knee injuries. Pam Oliver is in Tampa Bay to cover the Bears-Bucks game, but she has more on these recovering backs. Hello, Pam.
Hey, JB. You know, that really was a tough time for both of those players. To be at the top of your game 1 minute and suddenly be sidelined the next was not an easy thing. But after many, many months of hard work, Jamal and Terrell are anxious to write a new chapter.
Jamal Anderson, 2 carries, 17 yards.
It was like, if I'm going to get on the field, then to hell with my knee and the rest of my body. I'm going to play the way I was capable of playing, or I'm not going to play.
Davis, 3 carries for 17 yards to start this game.
Nerves working?
Nerves are working. Nerves are working. It was kind of hard to breathe the first couple of plays, but once that's all out and said and done, it's time to play football.
2 players, 1 goal. Get back to the form that made them lethal weapons and household names.
Oh, we're stuck. Forever it's going to go Terrell, Jamal, Terrell.
Since wrecking their knees within 2 games of each other early in the '99 season, Terrell Davis and Jamal Anderson have arduously traveled the same unfriendly road to recovery.
This is the worst, trust me. The worst. It's hard. It's really dark inside those first couple weeks, you know? I mean, because there was times I was like, guys, I just don't want to do this today. It hurts too much. Can I just have a day without being in pain?
It's a tough, long, hard process, and it's not easy. Those days when they don't want to work, they have to work.
Every man has his breaking point.
This is team up to start already.
He took it, with the exception of about the first 3 weeks. He wasn't sure he was going to be able to walk again, and he was kind of giving that poor me syndrome.
I remember saying to him, I said, Terrell, you know, if this happened to me again, I'd probably just hang it up.
I asked myself one question: if this was to happen again, could I do it again? And early on, the answer may have been no.
He said, you know, we say that, but you know we wouldn't. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Quitting is not how either player went from obscure NFL beginnings to the numbers 1 and 2 rushing leaders the year they played on the same Super Bowl stage. Overlooked once, both are bound and determined never to let it happen again.
When I was in Georgia, they used to write articles, Georgia has no running backs, and we had 6 running backs there, and I'm one of them. Once you go through and you actually walk the path to get on top, you don't want to go back down.
It's so important to everything that we've done, having that chip, and the chip stays. The chip is there.
Not to be the voice of doom and gloom here, but have you remotely prepared yourself for the possibility that you may never be what you were?
No, I could never.
When I play, the knee is not even an issue. I don't even think about it. And the people who know me, if you watch me, my running style is the same.
Misfortune in the Broncos' backfield means we'll see more of Davis probably sooner than he'd like. A torn ACL left backup Olandis Gary out for the season and wiped out any plans the team had to let the former MVP work his way back gradually.
So now I got to see if I can just play super back and stay in there as long as I can.
Well, Davis probably won't get a chance to be a superback today because, barring any injury, the Broncos are leaning heavily toward keeping Davis out of the ball game against the Falcons today because of that injured ankle. He will come out and test it, but again, barring some miraculous recovery, he probably will not see action today. JB, one player who's disappointed about that is on the opposing side because Jamal Anderson was really excited about the chance to be on the same field with his friend after they've been through so much together. Back to you.
I'm sure he was. Thank you very much, Pam. And another disappointed guy has to be Brian Griese, who it was interesting last year, early season game, after an ineffective series, Griese goes over, sits on the bench. Nobody comes over to console him. This year, very well accepted.
Yeah, he wasn't the team leader last year. They had Bubby Brister. John Elway just retired. This year, they come over and check on him. Why? Because he's the guy. Let me just say this. When Brian Griese came out of Michigan, I loved him. Why? He's calm demeanor. Poise beyond his years, intelligence, no question. He comes from great stock. I knew his mother, Judy, God bless her, who passed away because of cancer. His daddy's in the Hall of Fame, Bob Griese, outstanding, smooth operating quarterback. He has a lot of that presence in him. I tell you, Shanahan is in great shape for many years if he stays healthy with this guy at quarterback.
And Shanahan raves about this guy, and I think the interesting thing is you have to point out last year, that was John Elway's football team. He took that job midway through training camp from Bubby Brister. He He was not as familiar with the playbook as he is this year. He's very comfortable with it. The team has received him well. Shanahan at the helm in terms of being the offensive mastermind that he is. With that offensive line, it's a bright future for him when Terrell Davis gets back.
Patience and poise in adversity, Brian Cris. All right, folks, coming up, we head over to the Fox Field to talk about another quarterback off to a good start, the Giants' Kerry Collins. Meanwhile, New York's opponent today is Philadelphia, and the Eagles hope to put the G-men in a bit of a pickle. Deuce Staley and I will explain in just a bit.
There's nothing flashy about you. We can't get a dance. We can't get a James Brown slide on one leg or something.
My boys would kill me about that one tomorrow in the locker room. They eat me alive.
Ah, yes, there's nothing stale about Deuce Staley. The Eagles running back rushed for a career-high 201 yards in the victory last week, and you'll hear from him after this.